And welcome everyone to AARP Wyoming's 2026 Video Voter Guide Series. I'm Tom Laycock with AARP Wyoming, and today we're joined by Brittany Tennant, who's running for the Wyoming Legislature in House District 11, located in Laramie County. AARP has a proud 40-year history of nonpartisan voter engagement and does not endorse or oppose candidates, nor does AARP make contributions to political campaigns or candidates at any level. Instead, we ask questions so our members understand where the candidates sit on important issues and can make their own decisions on Election Day. Today, I'll ask Ms. Tennant 3 questions, allowing for a 1-minute and 30-second response to each. Then we'll give her 2 minutes to deliver her pitch to the voters of House District 11. So our first question is this. Recent AARP survey data suggests 80% of older adults wish to age in their homes and communities as they get older. If elected, what would you do to ensure older Wyoming residents can stay in their homes and communities as long as they can?
Well, thank you, Tom. I appreciate that very much. And I have to say, as I've been canvassing House District 11, I have talked to a lot of these seniors, and I definitely can understand why they wish to stay in these beautiful homes where they've spent the most of their lives. In Wyoming, aging in place isn't just a preference, though. It's also often a matter of survival given our rural geography. Strong senior centers and community infrastructure are the backbone of aging in place. And these networks, largely operated by nonprofits and community partners, prevent isolation and delay institutionalization. This isn't just about compassion, it's also about smart budgeting for the state. I would support expanding home and community-based waiver programs and deepen those same partnerships. That way we can deliver services where people live and reduce far more expensive institutional placements down the road. I also want to talk about unpaid caregivers because the burden of this work falls overwhelmingly on women, and we built an entire system on their invisible labor. I support a Wyoming caregiver tax credit, a state-level credit for family members providing documented unpaid care so that those sacrifices can be honored. If the state funds care services, we deserve transparency and about what direct care workers are actually paid. Wyoming must also revisit our Medicaid income and asset limits, which have been unchanged for decades. We are requiring people to enter poverty tax as support and then keeping them there, and that is a policy choice and one we can change.
Thank you very much. Our second question for today is this. AARP Wyoming's 2023 Vital Voices Survey and our 2025 member survey show that our members are seeking candidates who will help protect them from fraud and scams. In recent years, we have seen scammers evolve to using crypto ATMs and deed fraud to separate Wyomingites from their cash. How would you work to protect older adults from fraud and scams?
Well, I have to say that the idea of crypto ATMs was new to me, so I appreciate AARP bringing this to my attention. What we know is that these scams have gotten really sophisticated. Crypto ATMs are draining people's life savings, and deed fraud is stripping people of their homes. The Attorney General's Consumer Protection Unit does important work, but it has been hamstrung by volume and murky jurisdictional authority over these emerging schemes. I would push to strengthen that unit with dedicated funding and clear statutory language that explicitly covers crypto and digital fraud, so that people who are charged with protecting Wyomingites have the tools to actually do it. On crypto ATMs specifically, Wyoming should follow the lead of states that have enacted transaction limits and mandatory fraud warning screens on these machines. Other states have managed to reduce fraud through these interventions. But enforcement alone isn't enough. Prevention has to happen at the community level too. I like to build broad coalitions, and that's why I support funding educational and awareness programs through our libraries, senior centers, and trusted partners. That also means training people older adults actually interact with on a daily basis, like their pharmacists, their bank tellers, and our postal workers, just to help them recognize warning signs of exploitation and know how to get people help when they need it. Fraud destroys more than finances. It destroys our confidence, independence, and trust. We can work to have genuine, smart policy and community investment to help people where they are.
Thank you. Our third and final question of the day. We know Wyoming residents are concerned about rising property taxes. While property taxes can be burdensome for some, they also fund critical state and local services. These services include local transportation, home-delivered meals, and home health services that keep older adults aging in place. If elected, how would you balance the need for relief with ensuring critical services are in place?
I know that we're all feeling the squeeze right now and that affordability is a real issue for people. Our seniors in particular often rely on fixed incomes, and watching their property tax bills climb at the same time, depending on lots of services supported by those taxes, can be a very big challenge. So I want to be clear here. I do support property tax relief, but I believe that relief done wrong is going to help the people that hurt the people that we're trying to help. If we cut revenue without a plan to replace it, the first things to go are often the programs that keep vulnerable seniors out of assisted living and nursing homes in the first place. That's why I will only support tax relief if it comes paired with credible revenue backfill strategies. We have lots of options. Wyoming is a wealthy state that can draw on its mineral trust funds or restructure state allocations or targeted exemptions that focus relief on low-income families. The goal has to be this: senior living on Social Security should get meaningful relief on their tax bill and still have a hot meal, transportation, ride to the doctor, and time to interact with other people. These things are not in conflict, but if we're honest and disciplined about how we structure the policy, we can have both.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate you being a good sport and answering our 3 questions. Now we'll give you 2 minutes to explain why you think you're the best person to represent House District 11.
So my motivation for running for the House District really has to do with my extraordinary joy that I get out of problem solving and serving our community. I think that most people know I have been doing community service work around Cheyenne for the past 2 decades. And through that, I've been able to develop needed programs and services that have really benefited our community. And I love doing that work. I think it's important that we remember that legislators are responsible for setting a leadership example and are setting the tone and the climate of the work in which our communities are involved. And I think that I have a proven track record of building broad coalitions and making people find happy ground and listening to people to understand where their issues are and helping to cultivate compromises and good solutions. I think that it's important that people understand how critical this election is. And oftentimes you're going to have a choice between candidates that you know who have proven their commitment to the community through prior leadership, action, and service, or ones who you've never heard of before who only want to come get their name on the ballot and then be told by text message what to do by people outside of our state. I'm an independent thinker. I'm a problem solver. I'm a long-term visionary. I'm very determined, and I love this community more than anything. I don't think that you're going to find any of that in another candidate, and I really hope that House District 11 voters will see that and elect me to this seat.
Well, thank you, Ms. Tennant, for your time, and thank you to our viewers for joining this video voter guide. We encourage you to keep checking Cowboy State Daily and AARP Wyoming's Facebook page for more voter guides in the days to come.